Most clinical programs do not fail only because the science is weak. They often fail because development decisions are slow, fragmented, and too late in the risk cycle. In this demonstration, we ask GENEXIX-cDT a Pharma-style BD diligence question. Can Ifinatamab deruxtecan, AB7H3, directed DXd antibody-drug conjugate, be modeled in second-line extensive-stage small cell lung cancer? The input was not a structured form. It was a single paragraph. Dose, indication, prior platinum immunotherapy exposure, heavy smoking background, brain metastases, safety focus, and the ID8 Lung 01 benchmark. GENEXIX-cDT converted that paragraph into a structured virtual development case. It identified the disease setting, the B7H3/CD276 target, the ADC compound, the virtual population, the trial endpoint, and the key safety concern, ILD and lung toxicity risk. The platform then built the knowledge layer. It connected disease biology, target landscape, compound profile, clinical trial benchmarks, prognostic factors, adverse event patterns, and regulatory context. This is where the workflow becomes different from a normal dashboard. GENEXIX-cDT does not only summarize the literature, it builds an analysis pipeline. The pipeline moves through target ranking, where B7H3/CD276 is identified as the primary development target, while TP53, RB1, DLL3, and other ES-SCLC biology markers are mapped as disease and response modifiers. It then expands into target biology. The system evaluates co-mutations, responder subgroups, and biological heterogeneity, showing that the population is not one uniform group. The compound module profiles Ifinatamab deruxtecan as an antibody-drug conjugate, not a small molecule. It maps the ADC structure, payload class, linker logic, PK assumptions, dosing, and toxicity profile, including ILD, myelosuppression, hepatic signals, and other class-relevant risks. The virtual trial then simulates 250 patients. GENEXIX-cDT estimates ORR, PFS, OS, safety score, responder distribution, and toxicity burden. The key point is that the platform does not blindly say go. It recommends proceeding with modifications because the efficacy signal is promising, but the safety profile requires enhanced monitoring and dose management logic. The feedback validation is the strongest part. GENEXIX-cDT compares its predictions against published ID8 Lung 01 benchmarks. ORR 54% predicted versus 52% published. PFS 5.8 months predicted versus 5.6 months published. OS 13.2 months predicted versus 12.8 months published. Mean benchmark concordance about 96%. But it does not stop there. It explains deviations, identifies model limitations, and recommends parameter updates. That feedback loop is what turns prediction into decision support. GENEXIX-cDT also generates a clinical development package, phase design, dose modification rules, CTCAE monitoring, patient selection, subgroup strategy, anticipated regulatory questions. And because the workflow includes the built-in GENEXIX Copilot, the output can be questioned. Clinical, BD, safety, and regulatory teams can interrogate the analysis directly. Why conditional go? Which subgroup drove toxicity? What happens if dose is reduced? Which assumptions changed ORR, PFS, OS, or safety? The entire pipeline can be converted into a comprehensive development report, adding a real value. The workflow then moves into operational simulation. The virtual population is monitored over trial time. Biomarkers shift. Alerts appear. Organ system signals emerge. In this run, hepatic signals such as ALT, AST, and albumin become visible, while the ADC class ILD risk remains part of the safety logic. Responder groups separate. Patient-level risks become visible before they are hidden inside population averages. Here again, the simulation protocol can be converted into a comprehensive report. GENEXIX-cDT is not a chatbot summarizing papers. It is an AI-powered clinical digital twin layer for virtual drug testing, translational development, BD diligence, and go/no-go decision intelligence. Not a dashboard. Not a literature summary. A decision intelligence layer for pharma development.